Okay. Okay, just gonna pre-shuffle the cards, and then we'll get into the reading. Oops, that was a terrible shuffle. Okay, so we'll get into it. Just want to realign my sage. Okay. So, air signs. Just want to say hello, welcome to the channel. This is Demari. So yeah, it's been a little while since I've done a live reading, but I figured, I want to give it a try. I love doing lives, and the connection issues is a little bit of a pain sometimes. I know it depends also on the traffic on the website, so that's a little bit outside my control, but I figured, what the hell, I'm going to do it anyway. And hopefully you guys will be able to see this clearly and without any sound issues this time. So this particular live stream is in regards to the new moon in Cancer, okay, tarot readings. And this will be for all air signs. So we'll do each sign individually, starting with Gemini, moving on to Libra, and then finalizing with Aquarius. So in regards to the decks, I'll be using firstly the Moonology deck, which we'll pull 2 cards from. And then next off, we'll get 3. Well, initially I was going to use 3 cards, but Taurus had 4 come out, which I had to take. So we're using 4 cards from the intuitive, okay? This will primarily be an intuitive reading, just so you know. All right, so with everything that's been happening, all these big transits, huge shifts, this shift in vibration as well. There's been a lot of things that have been unearthed recently. And I feel like a lot of karmic cycles, if haven't come to an end as of now, are coming to an end. And a new cycle is beginning, right? Something that's more in line with the frequency that we are now transitioning into. The timeline has shifted, things are all changing, right? So with any great change, there's always going to be certain circumstances that need to be closed out. So there's always going to be a little bit of drama, it's unavoidable. So I feel like that's what's taking place at this time. And so I'm really curious to see what energies come up for you that's being released, and also what's going to help bring you closer and further to the new paradigm that we are walking towards, and being of that energy that's going to be highly ascendant and very much rising your vibration. So let's have a look then. Rising, raising, you got what I meant. Okay, so, okay, that's not what I wanted to happen. So let me just grab these cards. Oh gosh. And then, let's get into it. So starting off with, these are a bit the wrong way around firstly. There we go. So let's start with Gemini, okay? So Gemini, what is going on for you at the time of the full moon, as well as this coming, I would say, week or 2 weeks? Wow, okay, I'm going to do that again because there was a few cards stuck together. What is coming up for you over this new moon period? All right, interesting. It's funny that you got this, actually, because who was it that also got this card? I think it was Taurus that got this too. So you got new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. So it's funny that you got this, actually, because, new moon in Gemini, it's your sign. even though the new moon is currently in Cancer, or will be in Cancer. So I feel like, Gemini, there's certain things that you've been holding close to your chest that you feel like now you really want to express. I feel like this is talking more about what you want to say, what you need to speak, right? Speaking your truth on a certain matter, something that you've held back on saying, perhaps because you thought it wasn't the right time. There was something that you felt like you need to be told first before you express yourself. But now I feel like you're kind of done waiting for the opportunity to speak. And now you're just going to take the initiative and express what you feel you need to say with regards to something. We'll see what that is when we go further into the reading. But I feel like it's something that you felt like you didn't know what the outcome would be. Like once you say this, there is no going back kind of thing, right? But you feel like this, it's just reached that point where it just has to be said, regardless of how things pan out. So we'll see what that is. Okay, so next card for Gemini, please. For this new moon period, in sign of Cancer. Okay, wow. So the card you've got next is full moon in Pisces, balancing spirituality and practicality. So there may be something that you've not been expressing. You may have been going through a certain type of spiritual awakening, right? And you're like, wow, okay, this is huge. I need to share this, right? I need to say what I feel about this, how I see things. It's shifted. This is a huge change in perception, right? But I don't know how to express this. And I also don't know what I'm going to do with this information and this new awareness. Like, where do I go from here? Now that I have this awareness, now that I've had this realization of my path, or, what I'm really aligned to at this point, what do I now do with that information? How do I express this in a way that others are going to understand? Because they're seeing these changes, or they will be seeing these changes, but they're not necessarily going to understand it. So I feel like that's the kind of the point you're at now, trying to figure out how to express where you're now at. And I feel like there may be certain truths as well that need to come out, certain things that you've held back on saying for a long time because you didn't know how to express it, or you're worried about how they were going to react to it. But I feel like with this new awareness that you have, this new way of approaching things, you're just going to say it, you're just going to allow it to flow from the heart space without overthinking it too much. But I think that you still want to make sure that it comes across in the most authentic way, that it doesn't seem like you're just saying it for the sake of saying it or being harsh or anything like that. You just want it to come from the best place possible. So you want to ensure that your words do come from that space, which is wise. That's very wise. But I feel like you're now in that place where you can do that and not worry about, the ifs, buts, and maybes and how it's going to be interpreted, right? So let's go into the tarot now, Gemini, and see how this can further relate to whatever circumstances you're navigating at this time. But I feel like there's something that you need to express. There's something you really want to say to someone significant. And that's because you have a whole new perspective on things and you want to share that perspective with them. So let's see. So in regards to the first card of the tarot, you have the High Priestess in reverse. So this is very much Pisces energy. With the full moon in Pisces there, this is talking of you starting the journey, right? I feel like you are just on the very beginnings of this new journey, okay, with this spiritual awareness that you now have. Even if you've been on the spiritual path for some time, I feel like there is a new leg of the journey that's totally different from where you've just come from, right? So I feel like now you feel like, okay, because you're allowing your intuition to guide you, right? Rather than overthinking things in the way that you were before, you're going to now express yourself, okay? Communication is key. You're going to express yourself, as I said. I feel like this is more about what you feel you need to say and expressing that rather than waiting on what someone else says at this point, right? You're just going to do it regardless. The next card you have is the Four of Wands. So part of this truth that you may be expressing is where you now stand, right? what it is that you want to build with this person, or what you would like in terms of support while you build these new foundations for yourself. So this could be in relation to, I want to settle down, right? I want to have a family, I want to have kids, I want to get married, I want to have a nice house. You could be expressing that with your significant person, or you could be expressing what you feel you need from those closest to you to help you build your own foundation, right? Because you're changing direction, or something significant has changed. So you don't look at things in the same way as you used to anymore. You don't want to build the foundation that maybe you wanted in the past, or perhaps you want to do it in a different way. So you're just going to freely express what it is that what you need from others to help support you while you do this work, right? Or just expressing simply that you're going to be doing this regardless, because this is what is aligned to where you're at now. This is a part of this journey that you're now on. And because it feels right, because you've had the signs and synchronicities that this is the path for you, you're now taking steps, okay? So you're going to now have to look at practical steps that you can take towards building this foundation, whether it's solo or with another in some capacity, all right? So the next card you have is the King of Swords in reverse. So this is your energy, okay, Gemini, as well as Libra and Aquarius. So I feel like with the King of Swords in reverse, it's like you may be currently having a bit of a mild identity crisis, simply because you've gone through such significant changes. You're like, I'm not really sure I know who I am anymore. I think you're just kind of, rather than being freaked out by it, you might have been initially, you're kind of just going with the flow. You're just kind of allowing yourself to discover who you now are, where you now stand. What are your principles? Where are your thoughts guided towards, right? What it is that you're trying to manifest. What is it that you believe in? What is it that you want to attract? You're just allowing yourself to be malleable. Whereas before, I think you may have been very standoffish, very guarded, not so willing to budge or compromise. Whereas now you are very fluid, you're very malleable. You're very much willing to take new information in as well. I feel like you're so adaptable, which is the perfect energy to be in at this time. Because honestly, being in that state means you can level up so much quicker than if you're rejecting or refusing the changes, right? And working against it. If you flow with that energy and allow yourself to be malleable, it's unbelievable what can happen as a result. So that's actually perfect, right? And then the final card you have is the Ace of Wands, okay? Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this is it, with you being in that space and understanding, there's steps I have to take, there's things I need to do, there's things I need to communicate, but I'm not being so rigid in that structure. While I'm looking at what my foundation will look like, I'm very malleable on that. I'm adaptable. I'm weighing things up. I'm trying things out. I'm exploring my options on how I can best create this foundation. With you being in that energy, this is saying, look, because you're in the right energy, you can now create something entirely new for yourself. You have the ability to literally manifest wherever the hell you want at this point. So explore those ideas, see what it is that you want to create. Start tapping into that energy, because you are in a new position now. Whatever was blocking you in the past is no longer there. So now you have an opportunity to really tap into, manifestation, and tap into exploring creative endeavors. That's where your interest lies as well. New ways of communicating, new ways of expressing yourself, new creative means, right? This is amazing energy. This is just like saying, okay, you've learned so much, you've adapted so much, you're in this new energy, you have a whole new way of doing things. Now play, have fun, explore, try things out, kind of like a kid. When a kid discovers something for the first time and they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, what is this? Can I do this? How does this work? You need to be of that mindset, because with this new realization that you have, this new perception and this shift in frequency, it's like saying, look, you have the key, right? You have the tools to manifest what you want. So try it out, have a play, see how these things go, explore it a little bit. So that's, wow, Gemini, that's an amazing energy. Like, honestly, if this resonates for you on any level, and I really hope it does, like that is like the best position to be in at this point. So, don't take advantage of it, explore that, see, where your interests now lie, how you want to express yourself, what you want to do, the things that you're now currently looking into, your interests, the things you want to change in your life, take those steps, take the leap of faith, because the energy is right for you to do that. You're being encouraged to do that. So yeah, amazing. I hope that helps anyway. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if any of that resonated for you. And yeah, like, just go for it. Have fun with it. You deserve it. Okay, so awesome energy. So let's go into the reading for the sign of Libra. So good morning. Nice to see you, Free Spirit. Thanks for tuning in. Okay. And as I was saying in my Earth video live stream, I know it's early for me to be doing this in the day, but with the light being pretty good and, the connection being, reasonable from what I can tell, I wanted to use this opportunity to do these live readings. So I hope you enjoy them. If you see them after the fact, do let me know your thoughts as well. It's always good to hear them if you like this format. Also, if you like being able to see myself and the cards. So yeah, it's always good to get your feedback, and I appreciate it if you do so. Thanks. Free Spirit, no, I'm just going into Libra now, so you're all good, and then we'll go into Aquarius. So I haven't got there yet, so don't worry, you haven't missed anything. Okay, so let's do Libra then. What's going on with you currently, Libra? Oh, okay. So you have a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. Someone else had this. I think it might have been Capricorn, possibly. No, I think that was Virgo, actually. So anyway, personal resolution is in reach, okay? It's reaching resolution, full moon in Cancer. So this is very much relevant to the current season that we're in, and this is what it's all about. Things getting wrapped up, karmic cycles coming to an end, right? Lots of healing taking place, a lot of shifts taking place, emotions being stirred up to be healed, right? So whatever difficulty you've been experiencing, Libra, when it comes to your personal life, perhaps you've had a hard time if you're single and you've been dating and you're just really quite done with the bullshit. Like perhaps you've had, someone in your life that you thought it showed promise that perhaps it could go somewhere further into a full commitment and it just didn't quite get there. Now's basically the time for you to just release that, okay? For those of you where you felt like, matters of the heart have been very heavy, that you've not really had the best luck when it comes to, overcoming certain challenges that may even not actually have anything to do with the relationship itself, but external factors that seem to always get in the way of the relationship. Those obstacles are slowly coming to an end as well, because I feel like because you've been so determined on this path, especially if there's a lot of love between you and this person, you've been putting the work in, where you've been facing every obstacle with the best intention and keep moving forward and reasserting your stance and what you truly want, you will overcome this. You will be triumphant over whatever obstacles that you faced in this relationship, okay? Provided that you both maintain that view of wanting to keep this relationship going up, regardless, okay? So 2 different messages there, but that's what I'm getting from this, okay? So let's have a look then with the next Moonology card. Ooh. Have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. So this is what I'm talking about, okay? That if you want something bad enough, it's worth putting the work in, it's worth going against the grain, fighting those obstacles and knowing that you will be triumphant because it's what you truly believe in. It's what you want, okay? It's what you desire, right? It's your dream. So regardless of how trying it's been, you will be successful in the end. For those of you who are single and kind of tired with dating and just want time for yourself, I think you are being called more into focus on what it is that you want, okay? What is your ambition? What are your dreams? What brings you the most fulfillment, you know? What allows you to express your creativity or your intelligence or your problem solving skills, your critical thinking, your patience, your empathy, you know, whatever it is that you feel you have in abundance to share with the world, that's where your focus needs to lie at this time. And the more you feed into that, the more you will attract someone who's aligned to you. All right. So I hope that helps. So let's go into the tarot now and see what's coming up here. So for the two groups of Libras that I'm picking up on, some of you guys need to keep believing in this relationship that you currently have, because it will potentially go the distance, right? If you both want it enough. And I see from what I get from this, you're both putting the work in. On the other side, for those of you who are currently single and a bit fed up with, you know, dating and it not really going anywhere, focus on your dreams, focus on your ambitions, because that's what you're being guided towards at this time. Okay. So the first card you've got, and bearing in mind this is an intuitive reading, I didn't probably say that before for you guys specifically, but it is. So the first card you got is the Ace of Swords, okay? So air energy, your energy, as well as Gemini and Aquarius. So this is it. This is you coming to a powerful realization that whatever you set your mind to, you can accomplish. Pretty much, right? You might not felt like that in the past, but that's the reality. Whatever you set your mind to, your intent, your will, okay? Your will is absolutely everything. Please do not underestimate that. Like, it is literally at the crux of everything. So whatever you set your mind and your will towards, you can accomplish. And that is a very powerful realization. Once you have that realization, things in your reality that's set as or that appear to be set as obstacles or challenges or things that are blocking your path will start to dissolve, right? So the next card you have, is the Three of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You are seeking outside of yourself for something that lies within. Whatever you're seeking outside of yourself, whatever means you think you don't have, whatever you feel like you need in order to cement this relationship, or whatever you feel like you need to make your dreams real, is illusionary. You already have it. And like I said, that in reality, the large aspect of that is you coming to the realization that you have the ability to manifest whatever the hell you want, as long as you align your belief and your will to it, right? That it's clear in your mind that this is what you want, and you believe it wholeheartedly, like there's no doubt in your mind that this is what you want, and you assert your intention and will towards it, you will attract it. You will attract it. You don't have to do all the spells in the world. You don't have to know all the affirmations. You don't have to go to all of the yoga classes and meditation classes in the world. You just have to be in the right mindset and the right energy and have your will, literally grounded in whatever it is you're trying to manifest. You do that and you maintain that, you will begin to attract it. I'm telling you. So whatever difficulties you are experiencing are coming to an end, providing you remain in that energy, that you are determined to, reach that outcome, right? So the next card you have is the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, we just done that. Three of Pentacles. So Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is it. This is a work in progress, but you are making significant changes. Perhaps people was noticing a change in you, right? Perhaps people are noticing that, oh, you're good at that. I didn't realize you were good at that. Like, I didn't realize you had an interest in that. Why don't you explore that? Maybe you're getting encouragement from those closest to you to keep working on whatever this dream is, right? Whatever it is that you want to accomplish. So that support is going to be very important at this time, especially when you're trying to invest more self-belief, right? And invest trying to get more into the mindset of, I can do this, I will do this, I can accomplish whatever I set my mind to. I am deserving, I am capable. So that encouragement is really going to be important. So when you see that, and when you feel like you have those around you encouraging you, don't dismiss it. That's going to be very beneficial for you. And it's always nice to have people that believe in you. And I feel like you may not realize it, but there are people that really do. They're just not necessarily aware of what it is that you want. But perhaps when they see you actually starting to do it or starting to take steps towards it, you'll get support in places that you didn't expect. All right. And for those of you where this is involving the relationship, I feel like, this person is with you 110% of the way, right? And they want it just as much as you do. So you might have to, whatever challenges that are in your way, especially of a material nature, if it involves documentation or anything like that, you may need to seek counsel that can help you with that, because there's someone that's going to be able to give you advice that will help you overcome whatever material obstacle that you're facing. So it's worth keeping that in mind and seeing where you can get that support, right? And then finally, you have the Hierophant in reverse. Sorry, the Hierophant, the Hermit in reverse. So Virgo energy, okay? So you could very well be dealing with a Virgo if you're in a relationship. But regardless, I feel like with Virgo being in reverse, Hermit in reverse, this is really saying that, I think you've been doing a lot of soul searching, to be honest. I think you've been digging deep recently as to, what it is that you want, where you're headed. Does any of it make sense? Maybe you tried some directions and it didn't quite work out and you just kind of feel like giving up. But it's telling you not to give up. It's telling you to explore that further, go more deeply into that energy and what it is that you want, and really get to the crux of what you feel is holding you back, and any fear that you have around this as well, because the fear, if it's overwhelming the belief, that's going to prevent you from moving forward as well. So it's important that you address that head on. So you may need to dig a little bit deeper as well. So yeah, I hope that helps anyway, Libra. Let me know your thoughts in the comments when you get round to seeing this video, if you're not currently watching. And yeah, I hope that helps anyway, give you a little bit of a confidence boost, because I'm telling you, you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to. So I hope that does help you. All right, so let's go over to the last of the air signs, and that will be Aquarius. Ooh, you dropped the cards there. So Aquarius, let's see what's going on with you over the new moon period. Okay, so the first card you got, Aquarius, is meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. Okay, so you could be dealing with the Pisces, but I feel like this is more about your energy, regardless of whether you have strong Pisces in your chart or not. So you're being asked to come back to yourself. I feel like you're being asked to be very present. Take some time out to check in with yourself, mind, body, and spirit. To allow yourself to feel the sensations, the very essence of just existing and what that feels like. So if you've been feeling very much caught up in a lot of different energies, especially I feel like Aquarius, you might have had to deal with a lot of, I don't mean this in a nasty way at all, but people who are kind of unhinged or a bit emotionally unstable right now. And they're looking to you to being like the, the mellow factor. Well, it's your opportunity now to just kind of check in with yourself, right? Because I feel like a lot of people see how generally you're quite, it's not to say you don't feel emotions, of course you do, but generally you rationalize them quite well. So you can understand why you're feeling. You don't stop yourself from feeling it, but you're more in control of your emotions, right? So people might come to you, completely just here, there, and everywhere, and expecting you to kind of solve the issue or to mellow them out, right? And while you will be a support where it's, you feel like it's needed, you're not willing to have your energy absorbed, right? So you're understanding why it's necessary to take that time out, check in with yourself, and make sure everything's all good in your inner world. So nothing wrong with that, Aquarius. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, so let's go over to the next card then and see what else we get from the Moonology deck. Okay, wow, so you got full moon eclipse, conclusions within reach. So something's coming to an end. So you might have been dealing with someone who's particularly difficult or temperamental or possibly even neurotic in places. That's kind of been trying to drag you down to their level because you're not going willingly to their level, right? So perhaps because of that and because of simply where you're at this point, the door is essentially just being closed. So whatever, difficulties, arguments, disagreements, or, whatever's been a trying situation for you at this time, especially if it involves the energy of someone else, that's being closed, okay? That door is being closed because it's not leading to anything. It's essentially just showing you why it's essential to have the boundaries that you have. So I feel like you're already very much aware of where your tolerance level lies, right? But I feel like it's just reasserting the need for it, like why it's necessary. It's just reconfirming why you do things the way you do things, right? So I think that's a very positive thing, actually. This person, whoever you're dealing with, might not see it that way, but there's obviously a lesson in that for them to learn as well. And hopefully they'll come to realize where, they need to do some healing and, understand and respect other people's boundaries, right? They might not even be doing it intentionally. A lot of people don't mean to overstep the mark. They're just simply hurting and they don't know how to necessarily heal it or express that in a healthy way, right? So, and I don't get any feelings that you have any bad feeling. I don't get the sense that you have any bad feelings towards this person or more than one person. If it involves more than one person, you just simply don't want to be absorbed by that energy. That's what I'm getting from this. So you just don't want that energy in your life. Okay. So let's go over to the tarot then and see what comes up for you. Yeah, why am I not surprised that's the first card that came up? That's exactly what I mean. Okay, so just take this however it resonates, if it does, Aquarius, okay? It's not going to be for everybody, but for whoever I'm picking this up for, just take it how it fits to your situation. So the first card you have is the Six of Swords. So your energy as well as Gemini and Libra. This is all about you moving to calmer waters, removing yourself from situations that are not serving any higher good, right? Not just your own good, but anybody's best interest, right? So moving away from drama into a more peaceful state of being, right? And I feel like you're not the one bringing the drama, but whoever you've been dealing with. So you're just simply saying, listen, I'm willing to support you. I understand that it's difficult. However, I will not allow you to drag me down with you or not allow you to lash out at me. Here's my boundaries, understand them or we're done, pretty much. And you're just simply like cutting the drama off and walking away from it. So it's good. And you're taking the time out to check in with your own energy and to make sure you're all good. So with that, it doesn't surprise me that you have Temperance come up as your next card, Sagittarius energy. So this is it. This is all about you, alchemizing certain energies that you may have had to confront and using your own discernment to be able to understand which are yours, your feelings, your energy, your thoughts, and that which has been fed to you constantly, right, through whatever this situation was. So you're alchemizing any negativity that you feel into something more positive. So you're really grounding yourself. You're really nurturing yourself. There is some healing going on, but I feel like it's more just about finding the equilibrium for you rather than any deep healing. And just being in a place of peace and understanding and, just knowing that you are being assisted as well through this process, that the universe has got your back. That's awesome. Okay, so the next card you have is the Queen of Pentacles. So Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn could be dealing with an Earth sign, right? Or you could have Earth placement strongly in your chart. regardless, I feel like you are feeling pretty good. You're feeling quite confident. You're feeling quite grounded, quite balanced, and that's why it was so necessary to separate yourself from whatever the situation was and just to tune in with yourself. And I feel like if that's not something you're already doing right now, that's something you will be doing over the coming days, especially over the course of the next week. You're going to be focusing more and more on your own well-being and understanding what your needs are, how you can best nourish yourself, how to counteract any negativity, any bad energy that may be lingering from whatever the situation was, and just really getting to that space of, yeah, I feel good. I'm doing good. I'm doing well. I feel good. I'm happy. I'm healthy, and just being very appreciative and grateful for the space that you're operating in, even if everything isn't hunky-dory and perfect. Nothing is ever really perfect, but I think you're just going to be counting your blessings when you're in this space of tranquility, right? And just being grateful as well that whatever situation was playing out with this person or these people are now coming to an end or have come to an end. And then finally, the last card you have is the Seven of Pentacles. So more earth energy. So you understand that you have provided a lot of support over this time. That you gave a lot to this person or these people, and it was getting to the point where it was starting to get a bit draining. As soon as you got a glimpse that you were being drained, you put an end to it, right? And you understand why that was necessary and essential for your well-being. Because you can give and give and give, but if someone's not getting any better or not healing themselves or not doing the work or making any effort, and they're just taking your energy and absorbing it like a psychic vampire, then where's that going to leave you? Depleted, right? So it was essential that, you stood up for yourself, you reaffirmed your boundaries without being harsh or mean or anything, but just stating calmly and concisely where your boundaries lie. And just, essentially cut it off if it doesn't serve, if it's not, of the energy that is balanced and equal, then you simply said, no, I'm not feeding this I'm not feeding the beast anymore, essentially. And I don't mean the person's the beast, but just this toxicity, right? So yeah, oh, excuse me, I need to just blow my nose a quick second. And I don't think you need that in your life. Oh, gosh. Oh dear, sorry about that. So yeah, I feel like this is what's happened. You just kind of understood that, yeah, I'm within my rights to reassert my boundaries, and whatever I was feeding you, whatever I was giving you, I'm cutting the supply because it's not going anywhere. It's not leading to anything healthy. So, give me a call when you start putting the work in. It's pretty much that energy. So yeah, good for you, Aquarius. I hope this helped anyway. And if you had any kind of guilt around doing this, don't, because it's necessary sometimes. Sometimes people need that tough love kick up the butt, right? Otherwise, they won't have the incentive to necessarily help themselves. So you're doing the right thing, okay, if that's the situation you're navigating. So I hope that helps you and puts your mind at ease. Keep focusing on your well-being and tuning in with yourself, being very present and grateful for all your blessings. So yeah, guys, I hope that helped anyway. I hope you enjoyed these readings. I've done all of the air signs now. If you've missed it, you can, or you feel like you may have missed your sign, you can rewind. Otherwise, this will be going up on the channel immediately after. I will put in the timestamps now for the air signs video and for this one. So you can easily navigate if you're watching this after the fact, or will be. But yeah, I hope this helped, whatever you're going through, whatever circumstances you're navigating. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's always appreciated and welcomed. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on your readings as then when they are uploaded. And yeah, it was great to be able to read for you guys in this format, to do it live again after so long. So for now, take care. Wishing you all the best. As I said, fire and water will go up tomorrow. Maybe today. We'll see. If not, definitely tomorrow. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.